really excited about pitch night. That's right, everybody. You heard me right. Pitch night. We're going to hear ideas, good or bad. Hopefully, we're going to hear some good ones. But either way, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, good morning, good morning. How's your day started, John?
Very good. It's busy, but it's very good. We've got a few teams that are on holiday today due to Easter. So happy Easter to everybody here as well. If you're Orthodox, happy Easter next week. If you're on the other side of the world like myself, Easter's this weekend. So we've got a nice long weekend, and it's a beautiful sunny day today. I can see the mountains, the Canadian flag in the distance. It's very nice.
Oh, that sounds very patriotic. I can just see the maple leaf flag like waving in the wind, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is. You'll see when you come here. It's
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking
How about
forward.
yourself?
Yeah, it's been a wonderful day. I had actually a brunch with family in the middle of the workday, so it was very nice to get some, do the things that are also important.
Living the hard life over there, just brunching in the middle of workday with your family.
No, for sure. Yeah, this has been a tough one. I gotta say, my hands are calloused. Like I feel it. Hard work.
So hard. It's so hard for our Oasis team here. And now we have the pleasure of talking with our community and enjoying some amazing hackathon entries.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about the format? We should break down a format. We're going to put the formalities. We've been doing a lot of informal talking, but tonight we're actually going to break down a format. And the reason being for everybody here is we have a time limit. We want people to come down. We want you to say your pitch, and then we want you to get off stage. We've got prizes today, but the format itself, it will be an open discussion. However, participants will join the stage channel, share their ideas, and win a prize in rows. It's basically that simple. Come down, share your ideas. We're going to evaluate. We're going to give some prizes. It's an amazing opportunity to connect and receive feedback on their ideas from the Oasis team and from the community as well.
Yeah, and actually these prizes were really decent. Like I'm seeing like what is it, 500 for the winner?
It is, yeah. First
No.
place, 500 USD in rows. And we went further than that. Originally, it was just going to be one and done. First place, grand prize, one winner take all. And we decided, hey, we really love our community. We really want this hackathon to succeed. There's going to be more than one good idea. Let's throw a second prize in.
Nice. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. We're going to go further, though. We're going to throw a third prize in. Let's go 500 for first, 250 for second, and 100 for third, all in rows. It's going to be fun. So let's get this night going.
Okay, nice. Wait, but what's the context? It's the hackathon, right? This is pitching like you were pitching the hackathon for the investors, maybe, or bounce your ideas, whatever you want.
Yeah, let's break down some ground rules here. So for anyone that hasn't done a pitch before, this is a sales opportunity. This is your moment to shine. This is when investors, this is when community, this is when buyers, users, anybody that's going to use your product or invest in your product or even just have an interest in your product, this is the summary of what it is going to capture. This is your moment to share your passion, your vision, and the purpose, right? So keep it short, keep it sweet. Don't confuse people and be open to constructive criticism. These are ideas, right? Everybody has different ways of going about things. You would be shocked at how quickly some ideas get put to rest just because perspective sometimes is lent and someone has a unique perspective that kind of lets you know why that idea may not be possible currently, right? Nobody likes their bubble being burst. So let's all be kind and let's have some, compassion to one another as well. Let's keep this open. We're all here for Oasis. We're all trying to push the ecosystem forward. There's no dumb ideas, no stupid comments. That's the mentality I'd like to keep. But at the same time, be open to constructive criticism because we're going to pop some bubbles today. We have to choose the winners. So the reality is we're going to have to be judgmental in some capacity, the team members. But let's be kind. And that's basically the ground rules for today.
Okay, sounds exciting. Do we have any brave participants in the audience who wanna kick this off? think.
It had some hands up earlier. Was that
We
just to
did,
say
yeah.
hi? All right. Let's see. Well, let's warm up the audience then. Ideas already pitched by our community in case the conversation slows down. That's exactly what we've prepared here. Let's
Nice.
see.
We got a couple one. We got 3 already, man.
Yeah, and these are fun. And I like the MMO one because obviously, in years before MMO existed, we all sat around thinking like, "Oh, how cool would it be if you could just play everybody on this internet?" And you and you're just thinking of like RPGs that everybody could in real time affect one another. Well, like this is exactly what we're seeing here. So imagine, for instance, an MMO type game with built-in tournaments. In order to participate in a tournament, you need to stake an asset, either rose or some native coin belonging to the game itself. And at the end of the tournament, the winner would get a prize and tokens would release from staking. In the grander scheme of things, prizes could partially be funded by staking gains, but it would also create a demand for said asset. So it's almost like an MMO tournament world where the money that's pooled into these tournaments itself is staked, and those funds can, harness new tournaments and other fun things like that.
Nice. Okay, that's a good start. That's a strong start.
I
I'm
like the
looking forward to
concept
it.
because the gaming concept. Remember we were talking with Dev about the engine. The gaming concept here would be, a battle royale ecosystem where you could stake and battle for, and like that to me as a gambler. And I know I always talk about this. I like playing for pink slips. Like when you race for pink slips and the winner takes cars. I like that mentality. Do you remember Pogs? Pogs are so popular in North America. Did you play Pogs, Ekin?
I
Little
did not.
circular cardboard discs, and all you did was, and they had pictures on them, and you'd gamble against other kids with these Pogs, and you had slammers. They were just like metal Pogs that you would have to hit the stack, and you could hit the stack. If you flipped all the Pogs over onto the other side, you got to keep those Pogs. It was almost like the new version of marbles. Back in the day with marbles, you had to hit the marbles out of the ring and the winner keeps the marbles. So you have this winner take all strategy battle style game engine here with this MMO mentality.
Yeah.
I've sparked the audience.
Yeah. I think we sparked them. Do you want to get the first one in, huh? To the stage.
Dennis, come
I'm
on
super
down.
excited to just hear these.
Me too. Let's go, Dennis.
Nice.
Got the minds rolling, the balls going. These are warmed up.
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
Hey, Dennis, how's it going?
How can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I do really nervous a little bit because I'm first, but also I'm so proud. So we basically work 2 projects, but I believe I have only 1 chance. Could you please clarify that?
Yeah. You go.
Yeah.
Save the other one for after. If nobody else comes up after, then you can do the other one again.
Okay, then I will pitch the project that we are working on with a team that we formed during the hackathon announce. This is like an anonymous team because we don't know each other. We only created a group here in Discord and work together. And the name of the project is the Dog Game. So this is like a PvP, fast game. Looks like a Mario, the old school one, where you have to hit the blocks and get the coins. But this looks like a kind of level for a PvP battle. So there is a set of blocks which you and your opponent have to hit and take as much coins as you can. And you can hit each other to drop the coin. And if you hit the opponent, it will drop the coins. So, and in terms of just around 2 minutes, you have to do as much as you can, and the winner gets it all. And you have only the coins which you have in the pocket. And also, yes, from the last conversation, we really like that idea to create a pool of rewards where the either the player in the end of the day, or for example, of the contest of the week, can grab a big reward besides the coins that he might grab from the PvP battle during the day. Of course, the dogs will be fun. Yeah, they're gonna the dogs is fun NFTs, and we would like to attract some kind of artists who can help us with that. I already contacted the Oasis NFT marketplace, but they didn't respond yet. But I think we have a chance till we have some time. The prototype of the game is already drafted, and the multiplayer is almost done. Now we're working on technical details and drafting a smart contract. So also we would like to draft levels for a game, guys who are not really maybe gamers but could love to participate and get some rewards for drafting new levels. As I heard from the DeFi incentives a few days ago, yes, it's like a good opportunity for developers to participate in the game infrastructure itself. So that's
I'm just going to stop you there. We got to digest this a little bit.
Yes.
If you're losing me, then everyone else is getting lost as well. So let's unpack a little bit about what you're saying. In the initial, you talked about player versus player game where you competed for coins. And that was really fun. That seemed really cool. That 2 minute game time, that gambling aspect of going up against each other. And then you alluded to the MMO aspect of it. And that got me thinking as well, that would be really fun if 10 people could participate in this battle royale where the winner took all for their coins. And then you started talking about NFTs. But if you put your NFTs up for keeps as well, like this would be really fun. That's really cool. I do want to remind you that I do need you to keep it short and sweet. We've got a lot of people in the queue, and please try not to lose your audience as well, because now we're starting to get into some other things. And if you're losing us, you're going to lose them too. So try to keep it on point and short and sweet.
Okay, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis. Great pitch. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. Great pitch.
All right. Who do we have next?
Hope to see him again. Lemka, come on down. Yeah, that sounded really neat. That game was rolling over into some real opportunities. It sounded like dev opportunities and all types of stuff. More than game.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Lemka. How's it going?
Everything's fine. So, I have this idea. I haven't actually started anything working on it, but it's just an idea for now. But I think we could potentially just create an esports game, a 5 versus 5 FPS. I was thinking a competitive game, which could have the potential to be considered an esports with a ranking system that matches you with similar ranked players and rewards the winners in the end of each ranked match, depending on the overall skill level of the match. So both players on both teams could share a reward proportionally to what they achieved as individuals, and the winners could share another reward evenly. This could work with tokenizing and storing the player data, like stats, username, tournament wins on an NFT that could act like your in-game identity, and could be also used as for logging in or to claim other kinds of rewards in the form of NFTs again. That could be skins, sound effects, or more. Or it could be also used as a means to search for a competitive team. Like you upload, you put the NFT on the marketplace, and scouters from professional teams are looking at the stats, everything. They can come in contact with you, and you could potentially be playing for an esports team.
It's really neat. I like that what you're actually tackling is the whole game life expectancy issue and the ecosystem that you're trying to brand around a community, right? So it's like if you have an actual esport, it's so much more than just, how long am I going to play this game? It's kids and people trying to make their lives about that game.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe with Oasis scalability, near zero fees, privacy features, and esports becoming so huge this past few years, this could gain massive attention from pros and people who aren't really into crypto for now, like new people, new kinds of people.
Yeah. And the data monetization side of it too, with centralized gaming companies owning all that data.
Excuse me, can you please repeat?
The gaming data aspect of it, like who gets to keep all that data, the Web3 mentality versus the Web2 gaming mentality, where the gaming companies are getting so much value out of the ecosystem as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like as I said, with the data tokenization, everything will be on the player's access. Like you could use this data without actually revealing sensitive information or stuff that should be kept private.
It would be incredible if you generated enough user data, in-game user data, to create its own universal digital wealth for its users.
Yeah. And I just believe that esports are becoming huge, and the streaming aspect could also bring a lot more people in the industry and in Oasis, like cool. More specifically. So yeah, that was my idea.
Nice, thank you, Lemka.
Thank you guys. Thank you, John and Ekin.
Thank you. I moved myself to the audience. Ruben, would you come up, please? Excellent. Okay, that was great. That vision is huge. I share that. I connected with you a little bit on that. That's powerful.
I like that. Like for all the plethora of like esports people or like gamers, you can find really the gems among, the millions of people.
Yeah, it's true. And it really ties into community as well, because, blockchain and the new data tokenization and tokenized business models, community is so important in esports. You look at the followings that they create, the people that eat and breathe those sports. So it's fantastic. It really does lend itself well. How's it going, Ruben?
Hey, Ruben.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks. So I got an idea more in the DeFi space, and I thought, so for me, crypto also have a huge social impact, and I would really love if Oasis would go more in a social direction. So I thought it would be really nice if there would be a platform for crowdfunding and donations, but not in the classical way. So I thought if we could leverage the power of DeFi to use it for funding and donations, this would be really nice. And I was thinking about a contract where people could lock coins inside for a certain time, let's say a year or so. And during this time, these coins can be used to generate yield. So, for example, you can put them in staking or in some lending protocols to produce gains. And these yields would be distributed to some projects, which were public on the platform. So during this process, we would generate some yield. So all the projects would have some constant income flow, which would be really nice for some NGOs or social projects or whatever. And after the time, the money, the coins were just given back to the donator. So you could use your savings, put them aside for a year or so, and produce some nice social impact with it. That's it.
That's very interesting. And nice humanitarian project. Thanks for sharing that, Ruben.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of change coming for philanthropy and for, entire aspect of how your donations get used. Think about the time and effort and the old organizations of, let's see here. World Vision is one of them. Have you ever been to their headquarters? It's huge. There's a lot that goes into the ecosystem of these organizations, and they do amazing work, and we really care about what they do for humanity. But there is, in the traditional sense, there's a lot that's lost within the traditional banking systems. And I really think that blockchain is going to help improve the world in many regards, with not only record keeping, but with how users like us get our funds to the actual front lines for help. And when you look at the issues that we're seeing right now around the world, with donations going towards Ukraine and various other, let's say, hot topics, blockchain and crypto is becoming a huge source of support for these types of things. So that's really cool, Ruben. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Ruben.
You can tell I was being really careful with what I was saying, because you have to be very careful when you're talking about things of that nature.
Yeah.
Marcelo,
Hey, Marcelo.
thanks for joining us. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I don't want to skip the line, but I have an issue because I cannot only request to speak. So I'm going to stay here until it's my turn. I think it's after week. So Thank you so much.
It's okay, Marcelo. You just go. You're one of our valued ambassadors.
No,
and
come on. The people are in the line.
You get that little shield logo with the star in it. It means you can join.
Come on. I don't want to skip the line because the guys are on the line. So
Okay.
I
All
just
right. Well,
jump here and wait my turn after Wilwix. It's okay for me.
Okay. Well, I'll remember. I'll bring you back up after Will comes up then. How about that?
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Gucci.
Gucci
like
Gucci. Yeah, this is a funky name.
Ooh, I like that banana.
Yeah. We're gonna sing Kung Fu
Fantastic.
Banana here.
PFP is amazing.
Nice.
Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can now.
Yeah.
Thank you. How you doing?
Great, thanks. So today I would like to pitch you an idea about a video game that acts also as in the same time as a DeFi, sort of like DeFi Kingdoms, but I noticed with a lot of these crypto-based games, their gameplay loops are either non-existent or the fee to entry is something unimaginable for the normal gamer. So basically, what I'm pitching is a browser-based or a mobile-based turn-based video game, which is not unlike dungeon crawlers like Diablo, with city village simulator like Animal Crossings. The loot you get from doing PvE combat, doing various PvE activities such as farming or fishing, will lead you some rewards in game. These could also be NFTs and traded with other players. And the hub of the world can also act as a DeFi network, allowing you to unstake, liquid stake your Rose coins, etc., etc.
Can I hear you with that? That was amazing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I started,
Yeah,
I
no
started
problem.
like, more notes after I heard Dungeon Crawler like Diablo.
You know?
Big Diablo fan in my many years ago.
Same.
I don't know what DeFi Kingdoms is about. That's why I don't have a lot.
It's basically a DeFi, like a decentralized finance, like Uniswap, but basically it has a little video game overlay on it. So you basically play the game whilst doing your DeFi tasks, such as staking and whatnot.
That's awesome.
It's like an ultimate DJing game. This is it, this is the apex.
Yeah, definitely, yes. But the problem I had with these games were their gameplay loops were either too simple, nothing really to keep the person interested. So that's why I thought,
Right.
oh, let's just cross like something addictive,
Yeah,
like a
'cause that's-
dungeon crawler.
That's always the problem. It's like you want it to simulate a task in real life that's, tedious, that you don't really want to do with the effort, but you'll do it on screen, checks off boxes with OCD and a couple of things like that. But then you don't want them to become subconsciously aware that they're grinding away doing something tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
That sounds addicting. That's fun, Gucci. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Awesome. That's good, Shane.
And another speaker down here. Hazelnut.
Hey guys,
How's it going?
can you hear me?
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for coming down. Let's hear your idea.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be here. All right, so my project, its name is Legions of Oasis. So it's basically a proof of concept aiming to build deep and long-term liquidity through gamification and playable NFTs. So basically what you do is you deposit liquidity in order to mint playable NFTs and earn rewards. So the NFTs, you can use these rewards to level them up. And once you level them up, you increase your reward rate and also gain increased governance power. All right, so that's basically the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like DeFi Kingdoms, but the problem with DeFi Kingdoms is that the GameFi part and the DeFi part is kind of separate. And, they're not really integrated together. But
Am I hearing, is yours more of a card game and is the other one more of like an on-screen little RPG style game? Or is yours you using your NFT to access an on-screen game?
yeah, it's basically the same. With the NFT, you can level them up and use them to stake them inside quests. So these quests, you can, once you complete these quests, you can earn rewards. So it's basically the same as DeFi Kingdoms, right? You have different quests like mining and fishing like that. But with my project, each NFTs represent pairs of liquidity pools, right? So what this does is you can create deep liquidity and also long-term liquidity because you have to level them up after a certain of time. So that's basically it.
How do you level up the NFTs?
Using the rewards that you gain from them. So basically, in traditional decentralized exchange like Sushi Swap, you earn like sushi tokens, right? But in Legions of Oasis, the tokens that you earn, you can lock them inside the NFT in order to level them up.
So you're burning them essentially back into the NFT for a level up on higher rewards.
But burning them would not be a great like capital efficiency. So you basically lock them up. So when you want to withdraw, it gets vested.
Okay, that
You
makes sense.
You can de-level your NFT and get your token
you can
back.
de-level. Yep.
Okay,
You can
I like
gain
that.
everything back. So it has an underlying value.
Okay, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
basically
clear.
it.
Thanks, Hazelnut.
Stake weight.
Yeah, thanks.
Stake weight becomes your XP basically.
Yeah.
That's fun. Cool. Thanks, Hazelnut. That's neat.
Yeah.
Cool idea.
Thanks
Nice concept.
for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Who do we have next? I'm seeing Leon.
Yes, Leon. Oh, I'm sorry, I was on mute. I was saying if you hear me silent, I'm not criticizing, I'm thinking.
Hey guys.
Leon, how's it going?
Hey.
Good.
Thanks for joining us.
So, what's that?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. So quick background, I'm an engineer and I started a company that connected game engines to the blockchain. I sold it to ChainSafe like a year ago, so I've been in the gaming space for a while. And I'm also interested in not just games for entertainment, but games that do social good. So more specifically, there's a concept called tragedy of the commons. I don't know if you guys heard of it or not. But the definition is a situation in which individuals with access or shared resources act in their own interest and by doing so ultimately depletes the source. So an analogy is you have a pool with a bunch of fish in it, right? If there's only one fisherman, you can fish and you can keep track of the fish, how they reproduce, and always keep the population in the pool. But if there's 1,000 people in this, long term, people will deplete the whole pool. There won't be any fish to reproduce, and that pool is completely gone. So that's tragedy of the commons. So in order to solve that in the real world, people have like licenses and rules and regulations to limit overfishing. But I think it'll be a really cool idea to implement this concept on chain, completely on chain. So I have all the contracts all written up. So the idea is to have a pool that produces fish at a certain rate, and people can buy these licenses, and these licenses are basically ERC 20 tokens where you can vote into a DAO. So every couple days you can vote and see how much fish you can take from the pool, which are also tokens. And keep in mind to take it out without depleting the whole pool. So the idea is collectively working together to have some game while still maintaining the longevity of this project.
That is really neat, Leon. I've got to say, as a conservationist myself, as a hunter, that is obviously something at the forefront of our minds, especially in BC. We're a very conservative or conservational focused province here in Canada. So that hit home with me with fishing and wildlife. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and the idea with this is all transactions would be on chain. So all of this data can be public. So people like conservationists, academics, game theorists can study this data, and we know that.
I was just going to say, like the social experiment of this itself can be lensed towards a lot of traditional enterprise systems, government systems. So that's really neat.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it is very cool. I like it. Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
A lot of government funding that goes into conservation. If they could figure out a solution for gamification and sustainability, that would be really neat.
Yeah, these can be like small models. So let's just say we have the DAO make 51%. It can be less, and so on and so forth. We can figure out how much they're taking out per pool, and then use that model in the real world. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder, like, how do you, like, one challenge I would say is, like, how do you equate the, let's say, the fishing, like, from an actual pond to actually get the, like, the physical fish? Like, how do you equate those rewards into kind of the pool distribution? Because you can, I'm sure there must be, like, are they...
Like the breeding in the real world is kicker, right? Like getting the population to grow. So how are you essentially breeding those tokens in your game? Fish.
Yeah, so it's a factor of time. So every 3 blocks or every X amount of blocks, a certain amount gets minted, and it's in this pool. And it's up to the voters of the DAO to decide on how much to take out. These numbers can be based off of real world data. So, for example, there is actually maybe a pool somewhere in the real world with X amount of fish, and we know this fish produces X amount of fish, produces X amount every month or so. We can use those numbers on chain.
That's really neat, because the human theory there is obviously if everybody doesn't take out any fish, they'll breed faster and they'll grow exponentially, just like the real world. But the lure there is how many people holding these licenses are actually going to extract their maximum per day, and will it trigger everybody to withdraw their maximum per day? And that's the social experiment.
Exactly.
It does you no good to have a license and not maximum withdraw, other than to create more fish in the future for other people.
Yep. It's both a long-term and short-term play. Correct.
Cool. Thank you, Leon.
Leon, tricky one. Thank you so much. Getting me to think about my own internal decisions on humanity. That's deep. That's a deep game. Z, let's get you down here. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes. Thanks
Awesome.
for coming down. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. So I don't have something as cool as Leon had, but I'll still give it a shot. So, what I'm thinking about is it's more of an educational site. So it's kind of a trivia game and an offline multiplayer where you do something offline and then you challenge someone so that they can play with a simulated version of your game. The way it will be visually appealing is the trivia will be simulated by a car race. So, like, for instance, you have 20 questions. So you have like different topics to choose from. So let's say you choose to answer history questions. So you have like 20 questions, and you have to answer them quickly. When you are playing as player one, you see one car running beside the screen where you are answering your questions. So when you answer a question, it accelerates. When you answer a question wrong, it kind of decelerates. So the way you perform on the quiz kind of translates into how your car is running, and then you can throw a challenge to the users by staking your coins. So you say, okay, I challenge someone for like 30 coins, and if someone accepts that challenge, they will stake those 60 coins in total. When the other person starts playing, besides seeing his own car, he also sees the car from player one. So he can see the way he's playing. So let's say if player one started slow, he was like answering questions wrong initially. He will see that player two will see that, okay, he's going ahead of him because the player one was going slow initially. But then if he picked up, he will kind of like take him over gradually. So so eventually this can, and then the winner gets all the tokens. So eventually this can like initially this can be an offline multiplayer. The way I said that one person plays and then kind of challenges, and then the other person plays with the offline version, the simulation of the first person. But this can eventually be kind of like online multiplayer as well, where they both play live. So this is a simple idea. I'm just starting on blockchain, so I was just thinking about something, something simple. So that's about it.
That's really fun. It's really fun. Trivia games and like all this type of online, offline stuff. It's really fun, and trivia is super addicting. Like, I don't know if you play Trivia Crack. That is addicting game. That's so addicting. And challenging players one on one, like that's half the fun of that game. Is like you challenge your buddy. It's like, am I gonna beat him?
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah, this is cool.
Very cool. Yeah, sometimes short and sweet. Leon had a great idea, and it was obviously fully complex and very capable, and he seems very experienced with that. But sometimes simple ideas like this, I mean, they hit home just as hard. It's fun to think about, not everybody has a lot of time, and how we choose to spend that time. Sometimes, 30-second, little quick things here and there, turn-based player games that allow you to have casual lifestyles. Those are really popular.
Yeah, so basically the reason I brought this kind of game is I'm actually quite old as compared to a lot of guys here. I'm 37. I have worked on a lot of flash games back there. So we used to have this kind of games, and then I'm a father of four, so I'll go towards educate, like something that helps in education and learning, as compared to usual MMORPG game where you a lot of kids waste a lot of time. Sorry, I don't have anything against that, but that's just
no. I think I'm very close to age with you, and so therefore I don't like that you called us old right now. But but the fact is, you're right. I have a stepson and nieces, nephews, and the educational side of the games they play. Sometimes I play them with them. They're really fun, and I like the fact that they're learning things, and it lights them up. So education is such a huge industry, and when you look at some of the massive investors and billionaires and software tycoons that have done very well for themselves, education, software is really how they got their start. So education in games, I think, is the future. And when you hear about Elon Musk and his school that he created about making learning into games and fun for kids without grades, I mean, it's breaking down a lot of barriers. So I think education has a huge place in gaming in the future and in blockchain.
Thanks. That is so encouraging. Thank you so much.
Thanks, E. Yeah, keep it up. That's amazing. Do you want to add? Okay. Right. Thanks, E.
Thanks, E.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought you were going to say something.
No. I was just thanking him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, we got Emilioc down here. Willix isn't in here anymore. So Marcelo, I don't know where your line spot went, but we'll get Marcelo to come down after Vic, because I know Vic's been waiting in line as well. Emilioc, how's it going?
Hey guys, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you so much for coming down.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be here. So yeah, my name's Emilio. I am the founder of Desu. DESU stands for, it's short for decentralized subscription payments. And so what DESU is DESU is a social platform where creators can monetize their content through cryptocurrency, social tokens, and NFTs. And so the problem is, first and foremost, to understand the platform, you can kind of think of Patreon, but with monetization methods that are entirely decentralized and entirely peer-to-peer. And so the problem right now is that creators are not in full control of their earnings, and they're at the liberty of old centralized financial institutions and the payment processors. And they also lack, unique and decentralized methods for monetizing their content and also building their communities. And so what we're doing is we're providing a solution through peer-to-peer payments, and that's conducted through smart contracts. And not only are the subscription payments peer-to-peer, but they're also built in a recurring fashion through an allocation method in the smart contract. And so we're looking to provide this to creators and any users. And so the three main things I want to hit home with is the subscription payments and also the social tokens. And so not only could we provide somebody the ability to monetize their content by receiving a payment through a token, they can decide to opt for a social token, which would pretty much provide the supporters the ability to, instead of send a payment, you just hold the token. So for example, Elon Musk creates 1 million Elon tokens. In order to access his exclusive content, he provides a specified threshold for the users to confirm that they're holding X amount of tokens, so 100 tokens or 1,000 tokens. And if they confirm that amount, they're able to gain access right then and there to his content immediately. And then there's the NFT aspect where creators and users can display and show off the NFTs in their profiles, or if you're a creator, you can actually turn your most popular content into an NFT. And so we actually been working on this for a little bit, and we actually do have a beta version that's live right now. And we're currently exploring and implementing our platform into the Oasis Emerald network.
I like this one. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
This
Thank you.
Ekin, why don't you go ahead? I'm glowing with ideas.
Yeah, I just want to say that this with the data tokenization, this can be something very, very cool. Once you can, if you can input user data here as well, I mean, yeah.
I love the social token aspect and accessing content through that type of decentralization of, the share in the content creator's stock, essentially. It's incorporating an individual and having people access him through community support, just like NFT communities. And then when you talked about NFTs, Emiliak, this is something that I've been thinking about hard lately. We lose content creation rights every time that any of us do anything. Even right now, it's being recorded, and I have no idea how many other people are recording this. It'll go on YouTube, and it's gone. To be able to give a content creator the ability to create an NFT with the content that they just created before it gets out, and using what we're trying to do with confidentiality and privacy within our ecosystem to not allow for people to just view it anyways and record it on other ways on the internet or through browsers or screen sharing or whatever it is. This is a problem that's going to have to be faced. And so back in the day, people used to have to buy the whole VHS situation in Blockbuster. It's all about trying to keep your content in-house, and they didn't want to create all these copies for other people to be able to go home and watch them. And then piracy became a big issue, and the only solution was the box office and these big screens. This has been an issue for a long time, so this is really neat, Emiliak. I think this is something that you clearly have passion for. You've been working on it for a while, and this is something that for me personally, I think I would be interested in as a community lead, as someone that does content creation, as someone that would want to access some exclusive content from some individuals that I want to support. So that's really cool.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Vic, come on down. Thanks for waiting. And then we'll hear, actually, I think Fiji Fresh was before Willett, so we'll see him too. Vic,
Hey.
How you doing?
Hello. Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
I have two ideas. I want to talk about a potentially a game like Rose Garden Parade, about a farm simulator like Stardew Valley or Moon Harvest. the player can buy some seeds and then can buy or collect some resources, and then you, regarding certain receipt or secret receipt, you can make some flowers or roses, special roses or fantastic flowers, imaginary flowers. Then those can be valuable NFTs that can be sold or can be made, help to make a great, beautiful garden. Then you can have a community events where you can compete with your gardens. Then the best garden wins some rewards by the community of the game. That's one idea.
I love this idea. This is actually very close to that Rare Roses game that I've been talking about that I want someone to make. So if you blend your idea with this Rare Roses idea where you compete against other florists to make the best rose bouquets, it's beautiful. And if you overlay that with like a data economy where you could sell plots of land that you could farm into turning them into competitive garden plots, that would be pretty cool too. You can have a whole metaverse of different gardens, florists competing against each other like a rose competition. You could have an annual rose competitions, create an ecosystem inside. You could turn your seeds into more roses that you could either turn back into seeds to make more seeds or more roses. There's a lot that you could do with this. That's really neat. I like it. Farming games are addictive. I don't know if anyone played Farmville back in the day before everybody was making fun of people for making Farmville, but it was highly addictive. I admit that I played that game a little bit. It was addicting. Farming's fun. I do have a green thumb, I'll admit that. I do like growing things, so that's for another conversation. Thank you, Vic, for coming down. Really appreciate your idea. I like it.
Thanks, Vic.
You fresh. Another familiar face. I like your blue rose. Get you down.
Are we good? Marcelo?
Hey guys, how's it going?
And yeah, we'll hear Marcelo right after Feed You Fresh.
Nice. Hi, Feed.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Sorry if there's a humming noise. I'm in at work right now and I'll try to keep it quick. But basically I was thinking of like kind of a peer-to-peer battle game native to Metamir NFTs. So basically it's based off probability. So if you got like a rare NFT, you got a greater chance of winning the battle if you got a coin. That's greater. But basically it's, yeah, you stake on the battle. So let's just say it's first form tendies or something like that. You're facing another teddy and then wager Metamir tokens. And then if you win, obviously you get the tokens, but you also get Metamir to act kind of like a casino, not casino, but take a rate each game, and then you can put that Metamir tokens in a treasury or down, kind of use it as for tournaments or raffles or just other giveaways, and then also add like stuff like daily spins or like loot crates where you can win such things. But yeah, basically that's the idea.
I like that idea. I've been thinking about that lately too. Like it would be really cool if I could put up my NFT against your NFT and we could somehow battle for keeps. And if there was a fluctuation of value, you could put up, like you're saying, tokens to compensate for that lack of value. And you could potentially win a better NFT without losing anything. You just put a little tokens up and a couple other NFTs, or even 5 NFTs to 1 NFT, like you're trying to level up. And you feel like you got it. It could be really fun.
And even for the people that don't want to wager stuff, like you could make it just like a friendly battle. Let's just say
you could do friendly battles, and then you could have a rewards wheel, like you're saying. Like, and this is big. Like Grand Theft Auto does this with their online casino, and I mentioned this to other people because it gets people to come back every day. You get a free spin at that wheel. You can win a car. You can win RP. You can win tokens. It's addicting. I go every day and I spin that wheel. I count to 4 Mississippi and I try to do the car hack, and every day I try to do that. But that's something that gets people to come back.
Yeah, thanks for the spot there.
Thanks, PG Fresh. I like the idea.
Awesome. Thanks, Fiji.
Marcelo, let's get Marcelo to come down, and then we'll hear from Jack too. How's it going, Jack? Marcelo, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good to have you here, and also Jack, also joining
You always
us.
make me smile every time you say hi. So much positive energy. It's amazing.
So anyway, I have an idea and I want to share something. I'm going to send you to the hackathon channel, because at least for me, it's important to have a visual perspective about this idea. I thank you, Jack, and also Linda for the inspiration about, and also Alberto, if you know him, he's also working something related with healthcare. In my daily base, I work for a healthcare company, and especially with diabetes and pre-diabetes patients. So for me, the idea behind the healthcare data DAO is really amazing. And I think I try to share this with you because actually the prevalence of diabetes will increase by 50% until 2030. And we are talking about 50 million Americans, only in American. And you don't know, at least in Latin America, is going to be a big deal right now. So it is not easy to reach the patients and also the companies that are working on this. But I think with the healthcare data DAO, Oasis is reaching something unique. So we are going to have the opportunity to keep track of the laboratory testing, the clinical history, and the medical sensor devices, and all the data that you reach from there. And also in between, the companies that are going to work together with Oasis, they are going to be able to generate medical insights and machine learning models for prediction. Especially, I like the preventive medicine because it is important to prevent. And normally, we have models when the people are really sick. But in the future, in the nearly future, we are going to have more research and more focus on prevention. Also, at the end of the day, when you generate the data DAO, the team behind these kind of projects, they are going to be able to search to find relevant medical data, of course, to use it, but also buy the data, giving rewards to the patient in the form of tokens or maybe in the form of NFTs. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I also have another ideas regarding this also in the channel of the hackathon. If you need help to draw the ideas, I am really good to do it this. And if I have more time, I'm going to share more ideas at the end of the event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcelo. I really appreciate that. I went over to the other. I thought you were gonna like post a slideshow or something.
Yeah, this is really cool. Really valuable
Okay,
stuff.
there it is. Cool.
Yeah.
Diabetes. This is like very humanitarian. I like this, Marcelo. Oh, very cool. Right. Let's hear from a few other people. See, Jack. We got Jack here as well. Jack wants to say something. If not, we'll get Joan to come down. There's Jack. Joan,
Hi,
how's it
everyone.
going?
Fine, thank you, John. I'm good.
Hello.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
And thank you very much.
Yeah, good.
Excited to hear what your idea is.
Talking about the rules at now about the NFTs. Have you guys ever thought about like fractionalizing your NFTs, like a whole NFTs, but people having pieces of that particular NFTs? That is one idea I have. Then the second idea I have is about Oasis being exposed. You have several swaps on the Oasis protocol, like the user swap. Can you like make those user swap list on exchange it on market cap, like the coin market cap or CoinGecko, so they gain more exposure, so people know more about Oasis and the market grows. That's my second idea. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, Joan. So both of those things are actually real and happening. Right now, you can actually do that with a lot of NFT DAOs that exist. You can buy membership to these DAOs, and proof of your membership to the DAO is an NFT piece or a token. And then the second part, we are actually actively asking CoinMarketCap and various things to list our dexes. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank
you. Do you have anything to say?
No, that's very insightful BD insights there. You know, knowing that what we're doing at the moment, I mean, maybe, you know, Joan would be a good fit for the BD team. Who knows?
Absolutely. Will, take note. She's got good ideas.
Nice.
Will is our BD ambassador manager, by the way. And Joan, if you haven't heard about our ambassador program, like, we appreciate feedback like that constantly. And, you know, we did incorporate a new bounty for feedback just like that, for user experiences and things. So I do urge you to check out our ambassador program. It's on our main website. Become an ambassador or get involved. Become an ambassador, and we would be so appreciative to have you apply. There's a lot of amazing ambassadors in this audience. Jack is one of them. Marcelo with us. Thank you. Mare, like, I can just see Will. There's so many in this audience. Will's actually a core team member. He's not even an ambassador anymore. So I got to get used to that. But that's what I mean. Our ambassadors mean so much to us that we care about them like team members. Ekin, do you want to say anything? Just ask.
Yeah, no. You know, like, just the experience of, like, looking at the BD ambassador team, I mean, it's been overwhelmingly positive. Like, you know, kind of discovering the talent that we have also in the team. I mean, it's just so nice to see active community members, and then, you know, going all the way and joining to our, you know, core team, like what, you know, some of the ambassadors have done. I mean, that's wonderful.
And
I mean,
our latest is Vinay, you know, who's with us in our audience as well. He's our new community manager for our Spanish community. So congratulations to Vinay. And that's a huge pump to our ambassador program. It is producing amazing individuals for our industry.
yeah, because I mean, honestly, like, John, you've done a lot of interviewing, like me as well. Like, we interview a lot of people for every position, and, like, essentially having people who already are familiar with the Oasis community, are, you know, they know what's going on, they're in the loop. Like, that's just such an advantage for, you know, it's kind of just like finding an excuse to hire anybody from the ambassador community.
It is pretty incredible to have so many individuals care so much about our ecosystem and want to get involved in any way that they can. And, you know, when opportunities arise, we look first to our ambassadors to provide it. So yeah, you're right, Ekin. It is extremely helpful.
For sure, yeah.
We've got Will's second biggest fan. The reason Jack's Will's biggest fan. So we've got Will's in our audience. So let's hear your pitch idea, Will's second biggest fan.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Actually, because you're...
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the idea I had was, so instead of, like, focusing on a specific, like, niche type of game that attracts, you know, a certain crowd, I was thinking we kind of go back to the basics, right? Where you have these arcade type games, you know, think chess, those more simple strategy games, maybe card games. So that way you kind of have, like, a lot of different options for a bigger audience. And, you know, so they can play these different types of games, but everyone in this platform is going to be earning the in-game token. And then the second aspect of that, we would have some type of marketplace, maybe, you know, so like some type of NFT marketplace for in-game skins, maybe, so, you know, or profile. So, like, maybe you can buy different skins for your chessboards or your in-game items for your strategy game or whatever. And then alongside that, maybe you have season-based tournaments where, you know, for those people who want to be competitive, who are, you know, really good at chess or whatever, you would enter with this in-game tokens, and at the end, maybe you get a more exclusive NFT or, you know, a bigger token reward. But I just feel like if we kind of build out from this from something more basic and more broad, it would attract a wider base because, you know, over our lives, basically, there's been a lot of different types of games, but we can always go back to, you know, people still enjoy a good game of chess or strategy game. So that was
It's
my
true.
idea.
And there's something that you hit on there too. It's like ever since I left organized sports, I've been dying to win championships and trophies and all these types of things. And like to the average person, esports, I am not going to be an esport athlete. I'll be honest with you. That's not going to happen. I get annihilated when I start playing online. But with the idea of NFTs and championships and tournaments, it's like there might be an opportunity here. The NFT World Champ of 2022. Major League NFTs.
Yeah.
I like it. Might be my pitch idea. Major League NFTs. Jack, do you have an idea? I want to hear if you actually had one. You came down on stage. Yeah, we'll get Mullish down. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks. Wait, has Jack pitched yet?
No, he just came down, but he hasn't even said hi. So I don't know what's going on with that.
I think maybe an issue with the mic or something.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Mullish. Hey, how's it going?
Thank you for having me. So I'll just get straight to the point. Mine is going to be what is it called? An online battle arena game. I'm sure you guys have played Clash of Clans, you know, and such type of game. So I'm basically going to I'm making a game that works like that with those mechanisms. It is not going to have an in-game token. The token that is going to be used throughout the game for transaction is going to be the ROS token. And we are going to, when it comes to the tokenomics, we're actually going to implement like a vote escrow token model so that players are able to stake the ROS token when they're playing that game for a specific period of time. And then when they do that, they can be able to get, in-game rewards like rare NFTs, which are tradable, of course. We can also be able to.
I think we lost you there really quickly. I really like where this is going though, because I played Clash of Clans a lot. I really liked that game too. I also like the idea of staking ROS tokens to create in-game digital value. Because that offsets to the game provider what's happening with those. Oh, there you are. Like your rewards coming from your staked ROS, are they going into the game ecosystem to create value for those items? That's really cool.
Yeah. Like the more tokens you stake, and if you stake them for a longer period, you'll be able to get like more rewards, like rare NFTs, season passes. You'll be able to have like less ceiling times. So everything is actually the mechanics of the game is going to be tied to the tokenomics, so to speak. And the reason for that is that we want to, hopefully our vision is that over time as the game grows, we hope to like reduce the selling pressure on ROS and actually increase the buying pressure on ROS. Because as more and more people lock up the token in the game and they get more rewards, it is going to like be better for the whole community, and it is going to increase exposure for the game. So that ultimately
it creates TVL incentive, and it's like unlocking TVL, but not by giving you a secondary token, by giving you game rewards that you use in game.
Exactly.
Like that. It's really cool, Mullish. That's really neat. And are you going to do it like PvP style, like Clash of Clans?
Yes. For the proof of concept.
Sorry, I lost you at the end there.
Sorry. Somebody was calling me. It's going to be, the proof of concept is going to be...
Lost you again.
Yeah, I think some internet issues.
It's okay. Sorry, Mullish. We're not making out what you're saying right now. But I like the idea a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming down. I like this idea. PvP style. Yeah, proof of concept. Cool. Thanks for coming down. Appreciate it. Right, some network issues there. Electron, let's have you down.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Can you guys hear me clear? Because I think that my internet is pretty bad.
Oh, it's okay right now. Why don't you get started?
Okay, sure. So right now I am just myself. And the idea is based on my passion, which is soccer. And then within soccer, I do my second passion is development of web development. And I was helping last month. I was helping a soccer coach, a soccer coordinator, to make a website for his school. And then I learned that a lot of talented young athletes, they have the passion and the talent to become really good sport players, but they don't have the means of the resources. And then I thought of maybe I should do like a DAO or an app that allows them to provide or to get the resources that they need. And then I've been thinking, and then I come up with an idea. It's called Upcoming Sports Stars. And this app will be like a mix of a sport betting app and a fundraising app. I have a lot of ideas to it, but the most important features of this app, it will be like the users will be able to place bets and win prizes for local tournaments. Think of your neighborhood, local games, parks, schools, locally. The second idea is, or the second feature of this is players will compete for prizes, but they have to stake to play. If they win, they get their stake back and the part of the pool prizes. If they lost, they will not get anything back. Also, users and fans should be able to buy, trade tokens, and NFTs from their favorite local teams or local players. This will help support upcoming young athletes and investors or early supporters to make more money. Also, institutions, companies, and schools should be able to create tournaments, champions, and bounties for players to participate and support their dreams. That's basically it.
Yeah, this is a really cool idea. I mean, a lot of those kind of like young folks who necessarily don't have the financial support from their own family, they are like properly hindered by, not being able to participate in the tournaments or, go to the trainings, buy the right equipment. I mean, this is a valid problem, and this kind of thing would be very valuable, I think.
We have a lot of government assistance for young athletes and things like that because of that. But not bursting any bubbles. One of the things, Electron, that I believe that you're going to run into is law and regulation around children and sports gambling, and also athletes betting on themselves. So just a few things that you might come into issues with something like localized sports betting at tournaments and stuff like that, because you can encourage like young athletes to do things illegally. So that's one of the reasons why you don't have betting on children. But the concept of helping children and the ideas behind this, you could just transition a little bit of involving the children and the games that the kids are playing into other things that are more regulated, like professional sport betting, for example, and have facts and things that you could do through people's winnings and donating portions of their winnings to charities and things. I mean, it's not a bad idea to help kids. Your mind's in the right place, and so I appreciate that.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thanks. Can I have a skill? It goes to dark places immediately with ideas, and
I feel that. Like, if there's anything that's related to gambling, man, I am amazed. You are a well of gambling knowledge.
You just it also lended to me building the ambassador program and everything that we do in the community. Like, you have to think like that. You have to think about both the good and the bad sides about the way that humans behave. And, unfortunately, I do it quickly in my mind, and I do catch things like that. But it's a great cause. I mean, the heart, the passion is beautiful.
Yeah, I really like the idea of like supporting kids who cannot, pursue their hobbies with financial limitations. I mean, that's honestly like a very nice goal.
And we have a lot of wealth in crypto that is using it for non-humanitarian purposes. So it would be nice to bridge that gap.
Yeah, and like FTX and Crypto.com buying like these stadiums. There's a lot of like good that can be done with with that same level of money.
It's true. MC, Virginia.
Hey, MC,
can you hear me?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. Thanks for having me here today. This idea is based on the number of ideas presented today that were intertwined with matchmaking. I think there is value proposition in developing a fair matchmaking protocol. For example, something that uses an ELO system to match players in chess or other games, especially considering how many ideas today talk about multiplayer games. Removing that matchmaking aspect from centralized databases has value, and this value does not really come from revenue generation, at least not in the start, but rather the value is in making the process for matchmaking standardized and straightforward for developers. As a result, the value of the gaming ecosystem in Oasis grows, and currently there are patterns for matchmaking between players that is unfair. For example, if a player spends money in cosmetics, they get matched with lower ranking players, and this cannot be proven to be used in current online games, but a fair matchmaking protocol would allow any online game that uses it to verifiably prove that their matchmaking is fair. An extra thing is that matchmaking is done only at the start of the match. So it only needs to run once at the start of the match and then updated with the results afterwards. It does not necessarily depend on the speed of the blockchain for split-second reactions. And there can be different layers of features, such as virtual identity using something like Embody or O3, and in the future, gameplay analysis using examples from legitimate high-level games fed into an algorithm that takes advantage of machine learning and AI. And later on, if the protocol is successful, a revenue model should be implemented to cover the operation costs, like the protocol gas costs. And as far as I'm aware, there haven't been any similar projects built on blockchain yet. So that's my idea.
Like that. And see, that's a great idea. And you're right, that is an issue in esports, in online betting, and everything is, fair matchmaking.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know how many players League of Legends has, but if you tell this to any League of Legends player, you're gonna have tens of millions of people already in your first user base.
Yeah, actually,
League of Legends. Cool idea.
League of Legends has a cheating detection system that is already used to detect macros and scripting. So there is like precedent for this system being used, but not in blockchain.
Oh, you're right. There's easy cheat. There's like something with a bear logo as well. Like there's all these anti-cheat softwares that you have to run to play certain games. Like I've experienced it myself. It's very relevant.
But so this is like, but this is anti-cheat, right? Essentially, this is because anti-cheat probably is like some sort of pattern detection, but this would be more like analyzing if the people are on the same level, kind of, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's neat. This sparks another idea in my mind, a trading protocol for the Oasis network as well. Fair trading. I know that there's a few that don't use any links and stuff like that, but that's another thing as well, is a mechanism for NFT swapping, and if you're going to incorporate betting and distribution and all this stuff, something that incorporates all of that as one would be very valuable.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good idea.
Cool. Thanks, MC. Good idea. I like that.
We have two more.
Two more, and then we have to make tough decisions. I'm like eyeing down this list. The longer it gets, I'm trying to remember the ones in my mind. We're gonna have to review this a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, how's it going, Ravi?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. So I'll quickly brief about what exactly we are planning. So we are building up a lifestyle app, which basically have an inbuilt GameFi and SocialFi elements. We are focusing on daily activities for people who basically enjoy working out, like cycling, running, and swimming, and aims for healthier lifestyle. So what we are doing is we are coming up with 1000 NFT collection, which will be basically plugged into the application which we are building. So we have just started building the application, and we have the overall idea about what exactly we are going to do. So the idea would be people who are more enthusiastic towards working out and having a healthier lifestyle will basically have those NFT plugged into the application, and then they can earn in-game currencies and use for staking and trading in the application itself. We have built in a lot of elements into it, like people can do a solo exercise and then do a competition amongst each other. There will be leaderboard and a lot of gamification. So that's the overall idea. I think it's first move to one concept in Oasis, I believe. So that's the idea which we are bringing up.
Yeah, this is cool. It's tying down a lot to the kind of like, there's a lot of these applications that or a couple of these which are really popular on like tracking your running, tracking your, swimming, whatever these are. I mean, this is it's a good. And I mean, if you can also all this data, it's a very good use case for data tokenization. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say we have one called Carrots Rewards here in BC, and they partnered with Scotiabank, Cineplex, like a bunch of these rewards programs to give people a reason to give their fitness data to Carrots Rewards. So you sign up, you can compete with your friends, and you can see how many steps and different things each other take. And you get carrot rewards for stringing days together, competing, breaking challenges together, and doing different things. And the way you receive those rewards come through the different programs that you opt in to receive them from. Now, it's a very similar situation with this fitness game movement, is incentivizing people to get off the couch and get out there and do things, and to gamify it and add cryptocurrency, add NFTs as an access pass, just like the Peloton movement. Everybody's a member on the Peloton and they're so proud of themselves telling everybody they got a Peloton. It'd be no different than an NFT around a fitness community. And a fitness game like this that gets you out there and earning rewards while you take a run or go down to the gym, I think that's really cool. And it's also very valuable user data that is a very relevant data capturing industry. So that's really neat, Rohit. I like this idea. How long have you been working on it?
So it's been 3 weeks of lately. So we started that building the application, and parallelly we are working out on the NFT collection as well. So what we planned is we'll launch the NFT collection first as per the roadmap, and then we'll focus on the MVP, releasing a test beta version for people or probably the NFT holders to test the application, and then basically rolled out to the wider forum.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing that. That's a great idea. I like it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Right. We have Nazreddin, White Rose Ambassador. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Nazreddin.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And salam Ekin.
Salam.
So this is just an idea that I've been thinking about. It's like a shower idea, and I think that there's a potential in this. And the idea is that we all heard of cases where somebody buys a product secondhand from like some online store, and then when it get delivered, it turns out it's not really the product that they paid for. And then they'll say, well, you didn't specify it was this and this, and I delivered the package or whatever. So the idea could be like when a user buys something, it could be on a smart contract, which is what Oasis is, and through the confidentiality aspect of it, users could also hide, like a lot of people, they will probably be bidding on it, and they will be hiding, and then the seller like picks, okay, I want to sell to this guy, and then once the merchandise gets delivered, thanks for the Internet of Things, the user could then connect it to some sort of oracle that scans the item, and if it turns out yes, this is the correct item, then the smart contract gets triggered and the seller gets paid and the user has his product. So it's just something. I know it sounds a bit far-fetched and large in scope, but I think this is something that could be really useful. That's just an idea I wanted to pitch.
Yeah, that's cool. That's like in the supply chain. And this was like mainly for, did I understand, second-hand markets?
Second-hand market, yeah. Because there's this risk that you're not getting what you're paying for.
Yeah, you can get like
absolutely.
like a fake Louis Vuitton bag, essentially.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting. I've heard some conceptual ideas about escrows and different things like that, where it's like both individuals put up an escrow fund, and if you don't get the item that you bought, then and there's no agreement between both parties, then nobody gets their money back. I've heard of models like that before, but it's definitely something that people are thinking about because online ordering is becoming more and more and more prevalent. And, you know, we've got one of our top developers in our audience, Nick Hines, who's telling me about in China, online orders everything. And it just shows up in all these mailboxes all over the place, which I think is incredible. So this is just going to be more and more of a thing that things don't show up the way that you thought they would.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the...
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah, there must be like this, if it's possible to partner with like those larger like luxury retail brands, this can be a pretty big business, I think.
Cool.
All right.
If not, keep up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I accidentally moved him to the audience. He was saying something. Now it's written. Last one. Before we get into some judging.
Nice. Hey, Bugs.
If this is
Hi.
one more.
My name is Ekin. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. So it's a pretty simple idea slash use case. Haven't quite seen it around, but I haven't done a lot of research. Basically, the idea is a marketplace that has NFTs that represent levels in games. So for instance, I'm a gamer, I achieve a particular level. I want to be able to capture that state. And then for players that are not, maybe frustrated with the game or just purely want to play the game for entertainment purposes, they would have the ability to purchase or rent that NFT, and that would progress them to that level in that particular game. So it's a pretty simple use case. I've been working on it for a couple weeks now.
It's really cool. One of the things that pops into my mind is before you can achieve immutable ownership, like before they're non-transferable, how do you stop other people from just buying the NFT that levels up their character? It was like, because I thought about that too. I thought about doing that for our ambassador program, creating NFTs for the different promotional tiers. But then, NFTs are transferable, and that circumvents that whole grind of having to get to a level.
It's a great question. So my ideas were, let's say that I do rent or I purchase that NFT that brings me up to that particular level. Once I've accomplished that level, I can just resell that to another participant, or someone else looking for that same capability. Now, I think to answer your question is, if I'm gathering the question, it's how do I prevent, or how does one prevent someone from just giving that away for free, or what was that the question? I just want to make sure I understand the question.
Yeah, it's how do you wait? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
If I'm on the right. Oh yeah, okay. It's how do you prevent someone from bypassing that whole grind of getting the experience to level up their character without selling that NFT to another person? You know what I mean? Like people sell their World of Warcraft accounts or their League of Legends accounts. Like it would be exactly the same thing.
Yes. So similar to using, private keys and public keys, the game owners or the folks that actually create the game would have the ability to certify or verify that the owner of that token, and only the owner of that token, is able to achieve that level or to utilize that token. So it's not foolproof. I'm thinking of some type of peer-to-peer arrangement where it's not an immutable file that's on a file system that represents the level. It's a rotating type of peer-to-peer, maybe something incorporating web RTC, where you're always trying to obfuscate the token that gets you to that level, so that if it is leaked out on the internet, it's kind of short-lived, and you really have to be the owner of that said NFT to actually get the ability to get that token, if that makes sense. So it's not foolproof, but it's kind of level of obfuscating and not necessarily rotating private and public keys, but moving the cheese so that someone cannot just replicate. Like if you buy an NFT, you've got access to that image, which you can just share all over the place. But this is a little different. This is that NFT represents access to get that token from somewhere, and that token is kind of always rotated. Like there's a short-lived credential that allows you to buy it or it allows you to access it. I'm getting a little too technical, but I'm hoping that kind of following the ideas that are kind of going through my head. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah, great idea.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And it looks like it sparked a few other people's ideas too. Got a few more people. We do have to cap this at a certain point, though. No, we can finish.
Yeah, let's take these two more and then finish, right?
Yeah, and then we gotta finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Pleb, come on down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got 3 more. Okay, that's it. We're not taking any more after AMs. We've been open a long time. Steve Pleb, let's see. Oh, AMs left.
I really have to rethink. I really have to rethink my nickname choices at this point.
Especially when you're going to volunteer to speak in professional.
Yes, for a pitch, very professional. But yeah, no, actually, I didn't have a pitch to start with. I was just listening in. I had a couple ideas written down, but just a quick background on me. I actually have background on mobile casual gaming as a game artist and game developer and art director. And actually, I think like a lot of the gaming development GameFi I see is very kind of hardcore gaming, which replicates a lot of the very convoluted dynamics of DeFi protocols. And actually my interest, even if I'm working on like B-tokenomics, flywheel protocols on my free time, my main interest in DeFi was actually making financial education and services more accessible to most people, not making it actually more cryptic than it already is. And I think the same for games. And my idea actually was focusing on simple, engaging game dynamics, like like puzzle games, or like, I don't know if anybody played Grindstone, which kind of uses simple, almost like three of a kind puzzles, but it's actually it has a little bit more complexity to keep users from getting bored, and it's very well executed. And combine that with unlockable collectibles that leveraging the Oasis network can be actually be NFTs that people can trade out in markets, using social media, or including maybe leveling up their characters. And this is actually piggybacking a little bit on what Bugs was just saying. I actually kind of like the idea, because one of the, and you can just stop me if I'm taking too much time, but one of the main things from casual gaming was the free to play, pay to win, and a lot of people will just like the games will actually get a lot of revenue from just people putting real money into buying stuff, that it was either skins or they will propel them further in the game or give them advantages. And actually, the dynamics will be the same, but in this case, you're empowering players to actually take ownership of those investments, both in money and time that they have, and actually be able to trade it later. Like, I play the game a lot and, put money buying different assets, and then I can just sell this level up character for an added value somewhere, that someone else might want it. Or I unlock this rare collectible that it can accrue value in itself, without any sort of staking or more kind of DeFi element to it. I think that would be the pitch. Just a simple, engaging game, like a puzzle game that also leverages stuff like NFTs and collectibles.
I think there's a big data economy coming for us. There's some feedback there, sorry. I couldn't agree more. Like, listening to all these things, there's data economies hidden within all of this, left and right. There's a lot of value.
Yeah, and also these kind of simple games. I mean, there must be, like, for NFTs and tokenization, those simple games where you can just earn tokens or NFTs. That makes a lot of sense. There must be a big user base for that.
People want to get involved, like normal everyday mass adoption users get involved. They want their first NFT and they want a simple game that they can do it. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think NFTs is the biggest retail onboarder for crypto. Yeah. And also, I mean, if you have a game that is attractive and fun and easy to play, people are going to play it anyways, It doesn't matter if it has crypto capabilities or not, like that's kind of the added value to it. But
even if you got a tutorial NFT to the game to start off, to say that you passed the tutorial and got your first NFT to a new user, that would be really cool, and it might brand them very well. So thanks for sharing. Very generous. I'm getting private messages from people saying that we're all very generous.
If anybody's interested in developing something like this, hit me up.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Nice. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Then last but not least, we'll have Croft come down, and then we're gonna do some judging here. We're gonna give some prizes. Yes. How's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. My proposal is actually something that I've only been working on for a few days. It's brand new, but it is something that actually exists on Tendermint, and it's a decentralized VPN. It's sort of an interesting concept where validators sort of put up their unused bandwidth, and the unused bandwidth allows individuals who are paying for the platform using, say, Rose tokens to use to have a VPN that isn't centralized and doesn't have sort of the same, I guess, limitations of a traditional VPN. That being, the energy and the amount of amount of centralization. It can be audited. It's open source. You can look to make sure your data is encrypted, etc. And that, again, is something that already exists in an open source format on Tendermint through Sentinel VPN. So it's sort of a matter of looking at what exists out there and how to bring it into the Rose or the Oasis ecosystem.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I'm familiar with the Sentinel project, and it's definitely something that's pretty innovative and unique to the space. If we could build something like this on top of Oasis, the cool thing is that there would be like layer 0, so the network layer kind of VPN as well, aside of like the privacy that we do on the smart contract level.
Thank you so much for sharing that idea with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, Crow. Thank you so much. Jack, are you going to say anything? If not, we'll move on to judging. Right. I'm not even sure if I'm just going to put him in the audience. Okay, Ekin. Now's the hard part. We had 21 pitches.
Yeah, there
Not
were some.
anticipating too much.
Yeah, my head is spinning too, to be honest. This was a lot of information, a lot of very good ideas as well. But what do you think? Should we like maybe take 5 minutes or something, or maybe get back later? I don't know. Can we do the judging here live?
I don't know. There's so many. I think we were supposed to, but I want to give each and every one of these like the proper thought, and I think it's not fair to the people that went in the beginning that we haven't reviewed their ideas in so much time. I mean, I do have a couple favorites off the top of my head, but I want to pick 3 solid. So perhaps we can do a slight 2-minute intermission or a 5-minute intermission.
Yeah, I think let's do that. That would be. We want to be fair with all the competitors here.
Yeah, we're gonna be fair. So let's do 5-minute intermission. I don't know how to play music. You know how to? Do we have a bot? We need a music bot in Discord.
That's a great idea. We can just bring the virtual DJ on the stage here.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's actually a bot that you can preload all your sets and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, well, that's for tomorrow. That's for Friday. We're going to be getting Discord into like a really fun place to hang out. But for the time being, let's just take 5. Ekin, if you want to review this, maybe we can have Shay or some guest speaker come down and talk while we review. Maybe Meredith wants to come and give some updates. We have Nick in the audience. Who's a plethora of knowledge as well, but I know he likes to hide. Okay, well, I'm going to take this time. Rather than just sit here, let's start reading this. We'll be right back, everybody. 5 minutes. Let's reconvene at 11:45. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Hi, guys.
Wow, this is so much to review.
Yeah, Diana, we can't pay everybody $50 anymore.
Yeah,
but we can pay the ambassadors because that's $1,000. So
Yeah,
we'll just pay the ambassadors.
No, we can pay everybody. That's $1,050, and then we have 850 for rewards, and the rest
Oh, we
goes
can afford
for
it.
raffle. So we have.
Say that one more time.
So 1,050 for pictures, 850 for rewards, and $200 for a raffle, and we are on budget.
$100 for a raffle?
$200 for a raffle.
Isn't that $2,100?
No, I don't think so. Let me do the math again.
Okay, we gotta read
Yeah,
these
yeah,
pictures.
you're right. You're right.
Did we announce the raffle?
We did say that we are going to give a small prize to the audience.
Okay, then we'll just make it $100.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And what pitches? Ekin, I like the fish guy. I like the conservationist fish.
Yeah, that was
Leon.
Leon. I mean, that was really good. That was I think the smartest idea in this bunch for sure.
Smartest idea, most fleshed out. Although I did like our first guy, Dennis Cooper's idea before he went too deep. He started going too deep. I liked the idea of his light Mario coin battle, kind of like put up your money battle, winner take all. I thought it could be expanded into a tournament, like a multiplayer, like 40 people going at it, and then the winner taking like 10,000 rows.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that had real. Rolling Indo had vision for a real community supporting an esport, but it wasn't a product. It was just more of a vision.
Yeah, and there was also this Hazelnut Cloud, which talked about this DeFi Kingdoms type, DeFi game. That was pretty cool.
That was cool too. The trivia game, the educational trivia game by Zishan was pretty good idea too. He didn't pitch it great, but it's a good idea. The children's sports gambling one was a terrible idea.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was after you heard
that had Interpol just like all over it.
Yeah, that's
And
not
mark the bad ideas in red, just so that we know not to look at them.
Okay, so what else do we have?
The farm simulator, I liked this because it kind of talked exactly about the rare roses too, but I think it was too easy for him. But I did like this.
Yeah,
So that's something that maybe I could turn into a real game with that rare roses game.
Huh. Was it virtual like farming or was it real farming? I did not understand. He was talking about farming
His
in
English is really bad. Yeah, it was virtual farming. It was like creating virtual rose gardens and competing against one another for stuff. It was basically like that game I told you about.
Yeah, fair. But okay, I don't know. This is like
Clash of Clans. I liked Maulish too. Before his the PvP Clash of Clans style game with the rose economy where you stake the rose and you get NFTs.
yeah. And what about MC Virginia, the fair matchmaking protocol? I mean, that's a very good idea.
Yes. I think that should get third at least because it's a great idea and we need that and it could solve a lot. So it should at least get a prize. So let's highlight that green. The fish one I think should get a prize.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because that's really good. So that's Leon.
Okay, so we have two. Okay.
Now Hazelnut is the Legions of Oasis proof of concept liquidity through gamification. Gucci, no farming, education.
So
I liked Fiji Fresh's idea about just like battling on Metamir, NFT against NFT. I do like that. And I like the Swish Wash too. This one's fucking hard.
Wait, what was Swish Wash?
It was the chess tournaments and chess and like arcade games and stuff. But we tried that and it's really hard in blockchain.
Yeah.
The old games.
I felt like that wasn't really fleshed out so well somehow.
Yeah, no. The lifestyle one, the fitness one.
That could fit into the Oasis parcel data tokens jazz that we have going on. That's decent.
I didn't understand the Tendermint thing, the Centennial thing. I didn't understand that, guys.
Yeah, it's like this Sentinel VPN that's in it's like it's decentralized VPN where the traffic, I've used the Sentinel VPN in my phone, so like I can just it's a decentralized VPN network essentially that the nodes get compensated with coins, but honestly it's a copy. It's nothing unique, innovative, or anything cool in the context of things.
Okay. All right, where are you leaning? I'm having a hard go.
I'm also thinking this decentralized subscription payments. That seemed to be.
That was cool. The social media thing. Where was that?
Yeah, it was Emilio C.
Yep.
He had a good he started with like I'm the CEO of this company.
Totally.
Like, it was a proper.
Where is it? Where's this guy? Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. That's our three. So what's the order? We got fish guy, social media guy, and protocol, matchmaking protocol.
I'm honestly thinking fish guy is good. Like
fish guy first, social media second, protocol third.
Done.
Okay, cool.
All right. 2 minutes late, but that's cool.
Guys, sorry about that. We're back. We have our top three. Have a surprise for everybody as well. So thank you all for hanging out and waiting for us, and thank you to all our participants.
Ooh, shall we, John? Can we go from the third to the first?
Yes.
Like build up some,
Yes. Okay. So I will say third place and the prize, and then you announce the winner, and then we'll get them. We won't have them come down. Actually, we do have. Do you want to have them come down, say 2 words, say thank you, and then we'll go on to the second prize. So third place 100 USD in rows goes to
Wait, you're doing this one, John, right?
I thought you were saying. Okay. It goes to MC Virginia at 8333 for his matchmaking protocol. We think that's a fantastic idea, and we really want to see that get produced. So I'm going to open up these requests again. If you want to come down, say a few things really quickly, and we'll move on to our second place winner. Thank you very much.
Nice.
If not, don't feel obligated. He may not even be in the audience. So for our second place,
Yeah.
150 USD in rows.
This one was Emilio C, the decentralized subscription payments. That's a really cool idea that has there's a lot of issues with these subscriptions, and putting NFTs, putting tokens, putting staking in there, that's something that really has potential.
Yes, the social token side of it, the payments, the creators, the access. We thought it was really unique. We think it's really relevant. It's something that we would use and benefit from ourselves, and we would be excited. I'm really proud of having that in our ecosystem.
Yeah.
Last but not least, our prize winner, our first place, 500 USD in rows. You've had a great day. You took home a good earn. This goes to our best idea, in our opinion, Leon, number 9,000. The DAO that breaks down different percentages, the conservational aspect of the fish pools and all these different concepts of social experiments between what happens when you offer individuals the ability to extract limits or fish to their limits, if you will. We just thought that was a fantastic idea. We see a future for that. We think it's going to be really relevant with governments, and it's the type of project that we really like to see on Oasis. It checks off a lot of boxes. So congratulations, Leon. We really appreciated your idea and your pitch, and we just wanted to reward you with that. So 3 solid pitches, you guys, but I do have a surprise for everybody. Not only are we going to raffle off 100 USD in rows to one special winner in this group for our audience, but we are going to give every single pitch participant $50 in rows. Thank you so much for coming down, giving your ideas. We did not anticipate that. 21 speakers. We really appreciate you guys coming down, lending your ideas, giving the community and Oasis the ideas from your mind, the things that most people reserve, that think, hey, this is a good business idea, I don't want to share this. And you guys came down here with open hearts, shared your ideas, just so giving and kind, and we really appreciate that. The energy was great. We really thank you for a great event.
Awesome. This was really a great event. Very engaging. Congrats for all the winners.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate your time today. And to the winners, we'll be in touch. We have your contact information. And for the rest of you, I mean, let's just go over a few things for our hackathon. I mean, we're building the next generation of dApps for Web3 and beyond. We've got 200,000 in rows prizes. We're raising awareness for the Oasis ecosystem, for the developer community. We're trying to grow dApps in the ecosystem and increase TVL. So we're focusing on DeFi 2.0, play to earn gaming. You guys introduced a lot of really unique ideas today around those 2 topics. Oasis.devpost.com is the link. And our sponsors, Jump, NGC, Newman, Hash, Dragonfly. I mean, thank you so much for their mentoring opportunities for our developers, and then all the awards that we have coming. So upcoming events, our next one, you guys, Hackathon Telegram AMA, April 20th. That's 4:20, 3 p.m. UTC in our Telegram. And this is unique. It's the first event outside of Discord for our hackathon. It's an AMA. And then we're going to do office hours April 27th at 6 p.m. UTC back here in Discord. So we hope to see you there. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming today. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your weekend. Happy Easter.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Take care. Bye.
Bye.